Hello, ladies and gents, welcome to tonight's episode of Morte. Tonight, Sir Tristram will ride to the rescue of the lady Isolde. So welcome everyone. Hello Caroline, hello Susan, hello Sarah, welcome, hello Aggie, hello Carol. Come in guys, come in, welcome, hello Jenny, hello. How are we all this evening? Are we feeling great? Well, Sarah, don't fret. Sir Tristram is here now. So we can rescue these lovely ladies taken captive by Sir Palamide. Happy birthday, Roshan. Of course I can. Is she watching tonight? Yes, it's the first time I'm reading since yesterday, Carol. Oh, absolutely. Well, happy birthday, Roshan. We'll sing the birthday song for you when we get some more folk come in here. But excellent. How old is she today, Susan? Hello, Candyman. Hello. He is still sitting by the gate half crazed. And let this be a lesson to anyone. If a knight comes up to you and says he will do something for you, but first what you've got to do is grant him whatever he wishes, be very careful before you say yes. Some of these knights can take some liberties with these, and we don't want that, do we, ladies and gents? Absolutely, smite him first, possibly give him a couple of buffets as well. And there we go. Well, thank you. I will take the Oscar Wilde reference, Fabi. I hope it suits me well. Is she now? Well, Roshan, who is young and looks like Kim Kardashian, I think we deserve to give you a very happy birthday. I think everybody wants to give you a happy birthday as well. So, on the count of 3, I want everybody to sing Roshan a happy birthday, and then we'll get into tonight's show. So, 1. I'm going to count down from 3. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roshan. Happy birthday to you. So there, happy birthday. And without further ado, let's get into tonight's show. So, we are telling the tale of Sir Tristram and now Queen Isolde. Sir Tristram is a knight in the court of King Mark, the most powerful knight in all of King Mark's court, perhaps the most powerful knight in all of England, Ireland and Wales. Yes, that's Susan's daughter. Now it so transpires that not only is Sir Tristram a worthy knight in the field of battle, but also in the field of love, and he has fallen helplessly in love with the Queen Isolde, even before she was queen. And the Queen Isolde, before she was queen, also fell madly in love with Sir Tristram as well. But their love was not to be, for she was promised to King Mark. Now, however, early into their marriage, the lady Isolde has been taken prisoner, captive by the evil knight, Sir Palamide, who has ridden off with her from the court of King Mark after tricking her into agreeing to give him whatever she desired. No, I can't do a Wales accent, unfortunately. If I did, they'd never let me back in Wales. Now Sir Palamide has gone off with the Queen Isolde, but the Queen Isolde, not wanting to be with Sir Palamide, has run away from him and gone to hide in the castle of Sir Adtherp. She's locked the gates of the castle. She's locked the drawbridge. And now, ladies and gents, Sir Palomides, who cannot get into the castle to take the Lady Isolde from it, is waiting, sat in front of the gates like a man gone mad. It seems as if there is no recourse for the Lady Isolde. Either she does some smiting herself, as Sarah says, or else, perhaps the noble Sir Tristram, who loves her greatly, will ride to her rescue and free her. What do we think, ladies and gents? Well, I think it might be time for Sir Tristram to come and enter the tale. Hello, Taz. Hello, Jay. Welcome to tonight's show. Let's go and get on with some smiting. Now, we turn to Sir Tristram, that when he came home and saw that the Queen Isolde had gone off with Sir Palomides, he became angry out of measure. Alas, said Sir Tristram, I am this day shamed. Then he cried to his squire, Governor, haste thee well, that I am armed and on horseback immediately. For well do I know that Sir Lambergus, who's already gone after her, has neither the might nor the strength to withstand Sir Palomides in battle, and surely he had already been defeated. Alas, that I had not been in his stead. So anon, as he was armed and horsed, Sir Tristram and Governor rode out into the forest, and within a while he found Sir Lambergus almost wounded to the death after he was defeated by Sir Palomides. And Sir Tristram bore him to a forester and charged him to keep him well. And then he rode forth, and there he found Sir Adtherp, who was sorely wounded. And Sir Adtherp told Tristram of how the Queen would have drowned herself had not he been there, and how for her sake and love he had taken it upon himself to do battle with Sir Palomides, even though he was defeated. Quick, tell me, where is my lady? Said Sir Tristram. Sir, said the knight, she is sure enough hidden within my castle, and she can hold herself out from within it. Thank you, said Tristram, of your great goodness. And so he rode again, rode till he came nigh to the castle, and then did Sir Tristram see Sir Palomides sat at the gate sleeping, and his horse was pastured fast before him. Now, go you, Governor, said Sir Tristram, and bid that knight to make himself awake and ready for battle with me. So Governor came again and went to Sir Palomides and said to him to arise and take harness. But Sir Palomides was in such a mood that he heard not what Governor said. And so Governor came again and told Sir Tristram that Sir Palomides slept, or else he was mad. Either way he could not hear a word that was said. Go thou again, said Sir Tristram, and bid him arise, and tell him that I am here, his mortal foe. So Governor rode again, and put upon him the butt of his spear, and said, Sir Palomides, make yourself ready. For know you well that Sir Tristram is here, and he sends word that he is your mortal foe. And therewith Sir Palomides arose stilly, and without words he got on his horse, and saddled himself, and bridled himself. And lightly he leapt upon, grabbed his spear in his hand, and then each one readied their spears and hurtled fast together. And there did Sir Palomides smote down Sir Palomides. So there did Sir Tristram smote down Sir Palomides over his horse's tail. Then lightly Sir Palomides put his shield before him, rose, drew his sword, and there began a strong battle on both parts. For each of them fought for the love of one lady, and ever did she watch from the walls of the castle and see how both men fought beyond all measure, so that either was wounded passingly sore, but Palomides was much sorer wounded. Thus they fought, traversing for more than 2 hours, and well nigh for due and sorrow the lady Isolde swooned. Alas, she said, that one I loved and yet do, and the other I love not. Yet it were great pity that I should see Sir Palomides slain. For well I know, by that time the end be done. Sir Palomides is but a dead knight, if Sir Tristram continues, because he is not christened, and I would loathe that he should die a Saracen. And therewith she came down and besought Sir Tristram to fight no more. Ah, madam, said he, what do you mean? Would you have me shamed in this battle? Well, you know that I am ruled by you. I would not have you dishonour yourself, said the Lady Isolde, but I would that you would, for my sake, spare this unhappy Saracen Palomides. Madam, said Sir Tristram, I will leave fighting at this time, for your sake. And then he said to Sir Palomides, this shall be your charge, that you shall go out of this country while I am here, and not return. I will obey your commandment, said Sir Palomides, the which is sore against my will. Then take your way, said the Lady Isolde, unto the court of King Arthur, and there recommend me unto Queen Guinevere, and tell her that I send her word that there is within this land but 4 lovers, that is, Sir Lancelot the Lake and Queen Guinevere, and Sir Tristram the Leon and Queen Isolde. Halfway through tonight's tale, ladies and gents. Hello, Gracel, hello, Charles, hello, Jamie, hello, Bet, hello, Susan. Welcome midway through the show. Tonight we are telling the tale of Sir Tristram and Queen Isolde. Oh, it will come, Sarah, it will come. Patience, Sarah. We have already seen that Sir Tristram has come to rescue Queen Isolde from the hands of Sir Palomides, and that the Lady Isolde has come and intervened and asked Sir Tristram to stop his assault and not to slay that knight. And she is also revealed to Queen Guinevere, who is perhaps, of all the women in all of England, Cornwall, Wales and Ireland, the only one who can understand her plight. For Queen Guinevere is married to King Arthur, and yet loves Arthur's knight, Sir Lancelot. And Queen Isolde loves Sir Tristram, and he loves, and she is married to King Mark. If you're looking for confusion, Susan, over the pronunciation of Tristram or Tristram, we have to remember that these stories were written in medieval French and then translated into medieval English, into Middle English, into modern English. Indeed, the tale of Tristram and Isolde is Cornish, so there are lots of different spellings of these names. In actual fact, the version that I'm reading spells Isolde as Isoud, but I've also seen Isolde spelt with a Y. It I think is the Cornish spelling for it. This one has Guinevere spelt slightly differently. This has the Welsh spelling of Guinevere as opposed to the English spelling of Guinevere. So there will be subtle differences between versions that you've told. The version that I'm telling is calling Sir Tristram by Sir Tristram's name, and I've gone for Isolde because it's easier for me to pronounce than Isolde. And I think that if I started saying Isolde, everyone would be very confused. No, Susan, you've named your son the right name. It's just, we have to, these are some of the oldest tales in the English language. And they're French and Cornish and Irish as well. So do expect a little bit of discrepancy. No one's son has been named incorrectly. Don't panic. Don't go running to the registry office. Nobody call a judge. It's all okay. You can tell your son, who's got an awesome name by the way, that his name is correct. Right. Well, please do catch the replay after you drive home and be safe on the drive. Anyway, let's get back into the rest of tonight's tale. Hello, Queen. Hello, Sandy. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me as we get into and find out what happens now that Sir Tristram is bringing the Lady Isolde back to King Mark. And so Sir Palomides departed with great heaviness, and Sir Tristram took the queen and brought her again to King Mark, and then there was made great joy of her homecoming. Who was cherished but Sir Tristram? And then Sir Tristram went to fetch Sir Lambegus his knight, who had fought to save the Lady Isolde but lost. And he brought Sir Lambegus from the forester's house, and it was long before he was whole, but at the last he was well recovered. And thus they lived with joy and play for a long while. But ever Sir Andred, who was nigh cousin to Sir Tristram, lay in a watch to wait between Sir Tristram and the Lady Isolde, for he was ready to take them and slander their names. So, upon a day, Sir Tristram talked with the Lady Isolde in a window, and that was seen by Sir Andred, and he told it to the king. And King Mark took a sword in his hand and came to Sir Tristram and called him false traitor. And he would have stricken him, but Sir Tristram was nigh and ran for his sword and took it out of his hand. And then the queen cried, "Where are my knights and my men? For I charge them to slay you, Tristram, as a traitor." But at that time there was not one knight who would move for his words. And when Sir Tristram saw that there was not one man who would stand against him, he shook the sword to the king and made a countenance as though he would have stricken him. And then King Mark fled, and Sir Tristram followed him and smote him, not once, not twice, but 3, 4, 5, 6 smokes with the flat of the sword on his neck, so that he made King Mark to fall upon his nose. And then Sir Tristram made his way, armed himself, took his horse and his squire, and so he rode from the castle of King Mark and out into the forest. And there, upon a day, Sir Tristram met with 2 brethren that were knights with King Mark. And there he struck the head off one who fought after him, and then the other he wounded to the death. Then he made the one who was wounded to bear his brother's head and helm back towards the king, and the king, Mark, driven mad with despair and anger, sent more men into the forest after Tristram, and 30 more did Tristram wound. And when that knight came before the king to say his message, he there died in the hall of the king and queen. Then did King Mark call his council and ask advice of his barons of what was best to do with Sir Tristram. "Sir," said the barons, "in especial Sir Dinas the Seneschal, sir, we will give you counsel to send for Sir Tristram, for we will that you know many men will hold with Sir Tristram, for he is a hard bastard." "And sir," said Sir Dinas, "we shall understand that Sir Tristram is called peerless and makeless of any Christian knight of his might and hardiness, for we know no such a good knight other than Sir Lancelot the Lake. And if he departs from your court and goes to King Arthur's court, know you well he will get himself such friends there that he will not set by your malice. Therefore, sir, I counsel you to take him back into your grace." "I will well," said the king, "that he be sent for, that we may be friends." Then the barons sent for Sir Tristram under a safe conduct, and so when Sir Tristram came to the king, he was welcome, and no rehearsal was made, and there was game and play. And then the king and the queen went hunting with Sir Tristram. There we have it, ladies and gents, the end of tonight's tale. King Mark has been told that there are doing-ons between Sir Tristram and the Lady Isolde. So much so that King Mark came after Sir Tristram, trying to take his head, and Sir Tristram, even though King Mark was his king, ripped the sword from him and beat him with the flat of it. Then, riding off, 2 men did Sir Tristram kill who rode after him. Another 30 did he wound before King Mark was counselled that Sir Tristram was such a powerful knight that defeating him in battle was not going to happen, and his best course of action would be to bring Sir Tristram back to his court and pretend as if nothing had happened. Ladies and gents, do you really think that nothing will happen? Do you really think that King Mark will forgive such a slight? Do we really think that the drama will end there? I, for one, don't. And so I cannot wait for tomorrow night's tale, ladies and gents, where we shall have more smiting in abundance to share with you all. Now, for those of you who at the start, when I did this, asked me why the tale of Tristram and Isolde was my favourite tale, can you now see why this is my favourite tale in all of Les Morts d'Arthur? It does not get hotter or sweatier or smitinger or romancier than this. And this is why I love this tale, and this is why I love the fact that I am sharing this with you guys, because I cannot think of a better audience to share these tales with than you. So thank you. Absolutely, I think it's a combination of sharp sword, Sarah, and the fact that Tristram is one hell of a knight. I wouldn't mess with him for love nor money, and certainly men are being offered both in order to do battle on behalf of King Mark. So wonderful, wonderful good times. I cannot wait to go and do that tomorrow. So thank you, Sarah and Susan and Agatha and Fabi and Danny and Jay and Taz and Susan and Bet and Queen. Thank you for joining me for that tonight. I hope everything is now sorted in terms of naming and nomenclature. Macbeth is better, Fabby. Oh, I'm not sure. Macbeth is a fantastic play. I love The Witches. But Tristram and Isolde wins for me. For me, it's my kind of medieval romance, and I enjoy that. Absolutely, there was a lot of Tristram. Oh my God, have we now got sword smileys? I didn't know we had small emojis. We finally got sword emojis. That is awesome. That is so cool. I am very excited for sword emojis. I didn't know they existed. They didn't exist the last time I tried. Oh wow, Taz has got sword emojis. We can speak its play. So we can speak its play. We can speak its name as long as we're not performing it. So I think we can just slip by and get away with it. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to try out the sword emojis for tomorrow's. I'll make sure they're up there in the titles, where they should be, along with the castles. But thank you so much. Coming up tonight, we have got, over in Poetry Live in a few minutes, we are doing some Roth. And I need to ask Danny, are you around, or have you popped away from the screen for a moment? I have a quick question for you before we get into tonight. Danny, which Roth are we doing? Because I assumed that you meant Philip Roth when you went and said this. And since then, I've gone and checked, and I've actually realised there are a number of poets going by the name of Roth. So, in order to get the right Roth for you in a few minutes' time, Danny, which Roth are we going for? If you let me know, I'll get the right Roth for you. But I've realised I may have assumed one thing and you meant another, and I'd hate to get some confusion going on. Excellent, you did mean Philip Roth. Fab, brilliant. Right then, I'm going to go and pop off then, go and grab some poems, and I'll see you guys back here very, very shortly as we go and do the next episode of Poetry Live. Thank you so much for coming tonight.